Okay. So yesterday we had a quick overview on Ansible introduction. So we saw that Ansible is a configuration management tool. So the requirement for Ansible came in when we have many servers and we want to implement some configurations. We want to do some configurations on those server. So instead of logging into each server and doing that configuration, uh, we can use Ansible. So Ansible architecture looks like this. So we have an Ansible server, okay, and on Ansible server we have the list of host or the inventory, okay. This list contains all the number of machines on which we want to do the configurations, like all the servers. So this host contains all the information for the address of that, either the IP or the host name. So we used to just fire a command from Ansible server, and the configuration used to apply on all the hosts. Okay, we saw various modules, we saw various plugins yesterday, like various modules. We saw these Ansible ad hoc commands. Okay, so using that Ansible, using those ad hoc commands, we were doing various things, like we were installing a few things there, or copying a file, or starting any service. So all this thing we can do sitting on Ansible server. We don't have to log into those individual hosts to download the things or and start the service or do any configuration. Okay, so this was Ansible. This was about the basics of Ansible, and we saw a few things in the demo yesterday as well, like Ansible ad hoc commands. We saw a lot of ad hoc commands we saw yesterday. So I'll quickly log into all the three servers, and so yeah, we created three servers. One was Ansible server. This was our master server, and we created two nodes. Okay, two nodes, as in your organization you can have hundreds of nodes. Okay, but Ansible server will be just one. From that Ansible server you will hit a command, and all those configuration will get applied to all the nodes which are registered with this Ansible server. Okay, so I am logging into the servers again. Mm, 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 so I'll just change the color of these OT sessions so that I'll make the color scheme same as yesterday, so that when you rewatch the video, it becomes clear, like what is the Ansible server and what is which server is the Ansible server and which is the node. Okay, I'll change it to 16 gold, and this was, I guess, black. Uh, background, default background, I'll make it white, and foreground I'll make it black. Okay, so this is my root. Sorry, this is my Ansible server. Okay, similarly, I'll log into nodes as well. Again, I'll bring this background white, and I guess it was and foreground was red or blue, I guess. Okay. This is node 1, and similarly I log into node 2. Mm. This I'll make it red. Okay. So the blue one is my node 1, red is my node 2, and black is my Ansible server. Okay. And yesterday we also created Ansible user just to make things very separate so that we don't have to use root every time. Okay, so it's better to use Ansible server, Ansible user. So we created Ansible user in all the three servers. So I log in as Ansible server, Ansible user, sudo su run Ansible.
Are you
Okay.
sharing your screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. You're not able to see it?
No.
I can see the screen. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see this.
Okay. Maybe you have to. I don't know why you are not able to see it. I am sharing my screen.
Yeah. Let me just log in and log out and log in. Okay.
Okay, rejoin. You can rejoin. Let's see.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay, you can see it now. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I was saying we log in as a Ansible user in all the servers. Okay, so I log in as Ansible user. Sorry. Okay, and on node 1 also I log in as Ansible user. Okay, so everywhere I have logged in as an Ansible user. So we were firing multiple commands yesterday. So let's. There was one more command which I didn't tell you yesterday. So yeah, we had the list of hosts here in VI, etc, Ansible, hosts. So in this host file, we used to have information of all the hosts. So right now we have two nodes. So that's why we have entries of IP addresses of both the nodes here. Okay. And we have created a group called web servers. Okay. So in that, this web server, in this web server group, we have these two nodes. Okay. We can name it anything. We can create a group anything with any name. So this is just for grouping the servers. Okay, for the reason because you can have hundreds of servers, correct? So you can group those 100 servers into many server into different groups. Okay, 20 servers can be web servers, 15 servers can be database servers. Okay, 30 servers can be some other servers. Okay, so if you want to apply, so you will create a group and list all those particular servers in that particular group. Okay, whenever you want to apply any configuration to any particular group, then you can just mention the name of the group. Okay, so if you want to apply configuration on DB servers, you will just hit the command in mentioning DB servers. Okay, so that is the reason we create groups. This was clear, right?
Yeah, this part was clear.
So sorry, I'm not changing anything there. And what? Yeah, so from here, let's trigger some more commands. So there is a command if you want to check the details of all the nodes which are registered with this Ansible server. So there is a command for that as well. You write Ansible, okay, name of the group, okay, -m means modules, okay, then setup. So there is a setup module which will give you details about all the nodes which are registered with this host, registered with this master. So if I do this, see, I'll be getting all the details. See, I'm getting all the details. So it's a long list. So every possible detail of that server, I'll get it. See, it's a long list. I'm getting all those details. See, first it went and took the detail of 172, 31, 88, and 148. This server. Okay. For that, it is listing everything. See, it is listing IPv4 address, then IPv6 address of that, plus like all the details, architecture, BIOS date, and what is the version, and like everything about that server it is listing. Distribution name, release version, like all the minute details you can imagine. Every detail for that server it is listing here. Okay, address, IPv4 address, like what is the broadcast address, what is the masking network, and so all the details of the server it is listing. Then it is going to this server, other server 201, and for that also it is listing everything. Okay, so for now we have just two servers and registered with this Ansible server, so that's why it is listing for all those two servers. So this was the command. Okay, so this is important command because this will be asked in an interview. This is very frequently asked question, interview question. Okay, what is the command to check the details of all the registered host nodes? So this is the command Ansible, name of the group, -m, and -m setup. So setup is the name of the module. So similar to setup, we have seen 3-4 modules yesterday, like yum, we saw service, we saw copy, we saw file. Okay, we saw these 3-4 modules. Okay, and you can filter also from here. If you put, if you want to, let's say, put a filter for only IPv4. So what you will do? -m setup. After that, you will write -a. Then you have to put filter. Okay, filter based on what? Let's say you want to filter only IPv4. So we'll put just IPv4. Okay, so see, it will filter only. See, it is filtering just the IPv4 part. So wherever it is finding IPv4 part, instead of the long list of everything we were getting, we are now just getting the IPv4 details. See, after this command, it went to first went to 201 host. Okay, then it is listing down IPv4 part, and here also it is. So wherever in that result it found IPv4, it is listing that IPv4 detail, and here also it is listing everything. Okay, so similar to that, you can filter it wherever, whatever thing you want. Okay, so this was another important command. Okay, so let me paste it that document as well, so that sorry. Okay, so when you practice, you can practice all these commands. So we saw multiple commands yesterday. For we saw yum package, yum module, we saw copy module, we saw user module. Okay, we saw service module. So all these modules we saw. Okay. Now coming to the next section, that is playbooks. Okay, so we till now we have all the commands that we are firing. Those were those we call as ad hoc commands. Okay, ad hoc commands, we can fire it without any code. These are just the commands we can fire it. But we have a concept of playbooks here. So playbook is nothing. They are written. Their playbooks are written in YML format. They're a type of, you can call it as a code. Call it as a code. Okay, you can write that is a these playbooks are written in YML format. Okay, and when you execute that playbook, then whatever thing is written in your playbook will be applied to your all the nodes. Okay, and what are the things you are going to write in the playbook? The normal configurations. Okay, whatever commands we have seen, like installing something, starting a service. So these are all tasks only, right? So with ad hoc commands, you can fire individual tasks. Okay, but with playbook, you can write these tasks as a code. Okay, so in the playbook, you can have multiple tasks. You can sequence the task. Okay, first I want to install HTTPD. Okay, you will create a task to install HTTPD. Then you want to start HTTPD. So you will create a task for starting HTTPD. Okay, then you want to, let's say, uninstall it. So you will create third task for uninstalling. Okay, these three tasks will be part of playbook. So when you will trigger a playbook, all these tasks will be executed one by one. First, your HTTPD will get installed, then it will get started, then it will get removed. Okay, so it's like a code. It will be a flow of tasks. You will sequence the task, and those tasks will be executed one by one. Okay, now let's write a playbook. Like how do we start writing a playbook? Okay, so let's create a task. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll create a task .yml. So this is how you it's a YML file. So you have to provide this extension. So the name of the file is task.yml. It can be whatever you want, xyz.yml, abc.yml, whatever. This is just a YML file. So this is my playbook. Okay, so I can call it task playbook. Let's say I'm just showing you a task. Okay, start writing. So here, every playbook will start with 3 dashes. Okay, this is your this is how you start a playbook. Okay, then after that, you have to mention all the variables here. Like first is host. Okay, hosts will contain the name of the group. Okay, the name of the group on which you want to apply the configuration. Okay, the name of the group of web servers. Web servers. Okay, then you have a user. Okay, it says that using which user you want to apply that configuration. Okay, using which user you want to execute that playbook. So our user was Ansible. I'll use Ansible user. Okay, then we have become. So you write become so that it does everything, like for sudo access, right? So you put sudo. So similarly, we have become here. If you put become is equal to yes, that means it gets a sudo rights. Okay, then you have connection. Connection is like optional. SSH. So we saw that, right? Ansible works on SSH. So whatever commands you're firing, the Ansible works on SSH protocol. Okay. So this was it. And then we can create our task. Okay. And then we can create a task. So we call it tasks. So inside that tasks, we can write our tasks. So let's create a task. So every task will have a name and action. Okay. So it depends on your playbook. So this is a format which I'm telling you. It will vary. This can vary from playbook to playbook. But yeah, I'm telling you the basic playbook for now. So name of the task. So let's say the name of the task is, let's say I'm going to install HTTPD. This is like a description. Okay, install HTTPD on web servers, for example. This is the task. This is just the name. This is just a description kind of a thing. Okay, and what is the action you want to do? Action is the command which you want to fire, like the name of the module. So module is using which module you will install, yum. Okay, so we saw that, right? Using a yum module, we used to we had this thing in our command which we are doing it. Where was it? Yeah, we were using this, right? Ansible web server. This is how we used to install it, right? A yum install HTTPD -y. This we were doing if you want to use directly a command without using a yum module. But if you wanted to use yum module, so the command looked like this: Ansible web servers -b -m. So -m. This was followed by the name of the module, that is a yum. Okay, then -a. Then for yum we had two variables: package, two parameters, package and state. So package contains the name of the package. In our case, it will be HTTPD, and state present means it will be downloaded, it will be installed, and absent means it will be uninstalled. Okay. So similarly here, you have to write name of the package, which package you want to install, HTTPD. Okay, and state. State would be installed. Okay, so this will be your state. So now if I run this, this is my playbook. Okay, this is my playbook is complete. So my playbook contains only one task right now. The task is to install HTTPD on web servers. So what are the web servers I have? Those web servers are listed in the web servers group. The web server groups I have created in my host file, and that host file contains a list of all the nodes. Okay, so I'll save this. Okay, and
So
let's
the
see if
presently saying present. I mean in that coding, the present. I mean the state should be present, isn't it, or installed?
Here,
Yeah.
space should be there.
Yeah, I mean state should be present or installed.
And I cannot hear properly. Can you, what are you saying?
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm saying the state should it be present or installed?
installed. Here you have to write installed.
Okay. Okay.
So when
All
you,
right.
so it will depend on package to package. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it will depend on package to package. For example, when we were doing this with a normal command, we used to do yum install HTTPD -y, right?
Yeah.
So but for when we're using yum service, we used to write present. So I guess present will also work. We'll check.
Uh-huh.
We'll check.
Okay.
Okay. So for now, what I'm doing is in these servers, let's check if HTTPD is present or not.
All right.
So I'll do service. Sorry. It got timeout, I guess. Okay, I'll duplicate this session. Okay, I'll do service status HTTP. Sorry, service HTTPD status. This is the right. It says HTTPD service could not be found. That means it is not installed right now.
Okay.
Okay, let's use system CTL. Yeah, system CTL we were using yesterday, right? Let's use this command. Yeah, it says it could not be found. So that's it, because HTTPD is not installed right now. Okay, so let's install it using this command. Okay, so I'll just trigger this playbook. And how do we trigger a playbook? We just write Ansible playbook and name of the playbook. What is the name of the playbook? Task. So it will get executed. So this is how it gets executed. So first it will gather facts. So gathering facts is default behavior. So gathering fact means the setup command that we saw. So we saw setup command, right? Setup command was bringing all the details from all the nodes. Okay. So it does a gather fact to get the information of all the nodes associated with registered with my web servers. Okay, so it is saying playing on web servers. So web servers are the host, is the host. Okay, and web servers contain 2 nodes right now. Okay, it does a gather fact, and then it comes to my task. What was my task? Install HTTPD on web server. Okay, so it changed. It says change. So that means it has acted upon it. It has done the work. It has installed that HTTPD. Okay, now let's verify. So now it says, it says active, like inactive, but it is installed now. Now it is not giving that it could not be found. Earlier it was giving could not be found, but now it gives this. This means HTTPD got installed on this server. Okay. Similarly, we can see now. Similarly, it would have happened the same on this server as well. Oh, this also got timed out. Let me duplicate this session. Okay, here also if I do system CTL status HTTPD. So see here also it got installed. So on both the servers array it was not present, but after executing my playbook, it got installed on all the nodes. Okay, so this is how my actual playbook looks. Okay. So you can have multiple tasks here. Okay, you can have multiple tasks here. So let's try with present also. I guess present also should also work. Present also works, I guess. Okay, let's uninstall it first from here. Okay, let's remove it from here directly then. Okay, instead of present, let's write absent. So it will delete it. I'll trigger this playbook again. Let's see if absent is a valid keyword here. Okay, I guess it worked. Let's check here again. Systemctl. Yeah, it got uninstalled. Okay. So here also it would have got uninstalled. Okay, it got uninstalled. So now let's try present. Present should also do it. If absent is working, the present should also work. Yeah, this is also a valid keyword here. It got installed again. Okay. So this was the first task that we created. Okay. Now you can have many things here. You have a concept of uh, variable. Okay. We can define variables here in this playbook. So let's open this playbook again. Okay. Here, if I am not sure about, let's say I create a variable here. Okay. So how do I create a variable? I create a variable here in vars section. Okay. I'll do vars. Okay. And under this, I can create variable. Let's call it package name. Okay, this is my name of the variable. Okay, and for now it contains the value httpd. httpd. Okay, and here I can replace the name then. I can use this variable which I created. I created a variable called package name, and I'll use this variable name here. So how will I use it? So to use it, you have to put this. This is how this variable will get resolved. Okay, inside this you just put the name. Okay, and it should be in double quotes. Okay, so now you don't have to use hard code it. So we are not hard coding it right now. So whenever you want to just put the name of the package, like install anything, we can just install it like this. Like here also, here we can just replace the name. It just got stored in a variable. So whatever XYZ variable you want to run, what that thing will be installed there. Okay. So let's run this playbook. So this is like a normal. This will be like a normal programming language. Okay, you have variables, you have loops, you have conditions, okay, you have all those things. So if I
Do we need to do like complex programming or just basics for Playbook?
it will be very easy programming. It will be very straightforward. This will not be this will not involve too many functions and methods and those things. It will be very straightforward, like sequential tasks. That's it. Okay, so this is how you execute a playbook. So it says okay. See, earlier it was saying changed, correct? Earlier it was saying changed when this HTTPD was not installed. Okay, it was saying changed, but now I am running this playbook and HTTPD is also already installed there. So it is saying okay because it did not do anything. It found that HTTPD is already installed. So yesterday we also discussed this, right? That and these Ansible commands are Ansible is idempotent in nature. So even if you do hit this command multiple times, okay, that will not create any additional effect. Hitting the command multiple times does not have any side effect. Okay. So this was about using a variable. Okay. Then you have something on handlers. Okay. We have something on handlers. Handlers are the task like when let's say you want to perform a task and it takes some time to execute. Okay, then you can create a handler. Okay. So I'll tell you with an example that will be more clear. So let's copy this playbook into a different playbook. Okay, I'm doing a CP task. So this is more of a demo. So you will get to know things when I'm doing the demo. Okay, and I'm creating a file called handlers. Let's say name can be anything. So just for a demo purpose, I'm renaming the files. Okay, handler underscore playbook dot. Okay, so a new file got created. Let's edit this handler and we'll create a handler here. Okay, so till here everything remains the same. Okay, I already have a task called installing HTTPD on web server. This is my action. Okay, and here I can put a command called a parameter called notify. Okay, this will in notify I can execute. I can mention any name of the task which is one of my handler. Okay, for now let's say uh, uh, wait, I'll create a handler first. That will be more clear. I'll create a handler first. So handlers are also created parallelly. So you have to be careful with the indentation because indentation is very important. If I miss any space or anything, it will give an error. So host, user, become, connection. So all these things should be in the same line. Okay, package name. So whatever variables you have, like this is one of the variable, right? So in var section, whatever variables you are having, just put a space. There should be a space after this. It should not be in the same line. Okay, then tasks, all the tasks you are getting, that should not be in the same line as this. So you have to put a space and then start writing the task. Okay, but handlers you have to will be parallel to this only: host, user, become, var, task, and handlers. Okay, so I'll write a handler. So whatever task I'm writing, handler is also a task. Okay, handler is also a task. But whatever thing I'm writing in this handlers will be called from task only. Okay, I can call anything from this task. Okay, so let's create a handler here. Handler would be name. Let's say name can be uh, restart. Restart HTTPD. Okay, handler name can be restart HTTPD. And here, what command can I put is action. Here I'll use the service module because we saw that yesterday, right? For starting, we use a service module. For starting a service, we use service module. We saw that. For installing, we use yum module. Okay, so we have installed it. So let's say after installing, we want to start it. Okay, so we have created a handler for starting. So action here would be service. Name of the service. Name is equal to HTTP and action would be restarted. Action is equal to restart. Okay. And when will I want to call this? This thing would restart my HTTP service. Okay. And so when will it be called? Only after my installation is done. Okay. So I'll write here notify. Notify what? Notify this handler. Which handler? The name of the handler is restart HTTPD. So what will happen? When I trigger this playbook, this task will be executed. What is this task? This task is to install HTTPD server. After installation is done, this will notify this handler. So notify and handler will come hand in hand. Okay, when you have a notify, this means that means you already have a handler with a particular name. Okay, and after this task is completed, your notify will be called, and your notify will notify this to start. Okay, so I wrote notify restart HTTPD. So there is a handler with the name restart HTTPD, and that will be called. And what is this handler doing? It is just restarting it. Okay. So I can just save it and trigger it. So command will be same, Ansible -playbook. Then name of the playbook. Name of the playbook is handler playbook.yml. So now if I see there, right now it was active, right? Sorry, activity was, it was inactive. So it is saying dead. Right now it is not started. Same you would see in my this server as well. If I do, oh, why is it getting timed out? Okay, wait, I'll change some settings. I don't want it to get timed out every time. Equal to user. Ansible. So let me change something here in the change settings. I'll go and modify this connection. Seconds between keep alive. I'll make it 20, 10 only. So let's see. Okay. So here I was doing system CTL. Okay. So it's not coming. So I have to write it again. Yeah. So here also it is inactive. Okay. So let me trigger. It should have started it, right? Okay, let me check it again.
I think it's because it's already installed, so the handler did not do it.
Okay, let me uninstall it and then see.
Yeah.
Or I can wait. I can just change that thing in the handler. Instead of restarted, I'll make it started.
So, but the first function was not successful, right? I mean, like the in the task, the state is already
But
installed.
yeah, it should do it actually. After it, this went fine. So restart HTTPD should be called actually.
But it's already present. Do you think it will still work even if it is already present? The state.
Let's see. Let's see.
Because that function would have said no. I mean, with the like change is 0, right? So
yeah, okay. Let's uninstall it then and then do it. First, let's uninstall it. We will just modify this task playbook and make it absent first. A, B, F, C, and D absent. I'll do Ansible playbook, task playbook. So Okay, so it got uninstalled. Let's see the status. Okay, cannot be found. Here also, now this got built. User. Ansible. Okay, so here also it got uninstalled. Let me change that setting here as well. Okay, so let's fire our handler playbook command. Okay, it is installing. Yeah, now it is running a handler. Okay, now it ran a handler. So it installer was successful, and then it ran a handler. Restart did not succeed because so this is how we get an error. Okay, this is how we get an error. So see, in this description, in the summary, I got that okay twice. So okay happened twice for gathering facts, changed one. Okay, so means okay was successful on both. Changed happened on change also got successful. Okay, then failed also we have one. So this is how we see in the summary. Okay, it says that unsupported parameters for system D changed false message unsupported parameter for system D module action. So I guess there is some error in my playbook. Let's see. Let's see what is inside this. Service. Mm. Oh, sorry. Why did I put action? It should be state. It is not action. This is state, right? Okay, let me uninstall it again then. Okay, it got uninstalled and let's run my handler playbook again. Now restarting also done. Okay, now let's see the status. So it says running. Okay, so first it got installed. Here also it should show running. Okay, so both the places it's running. So this is what the handler is. Okay, using handler, we created a event. Okay, so this notify event will, after this task is completed, this notify event will notify my handler to execute this particular task. So whatever task it is calling. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so we have so we have various concepts here. We can have concepts of loop. Okay, we have concept of conditions, like similar to any programming language. when condition we have loops and everything we are having. So let's try that loop thing. Okay, for that I'm again copying the task playbook into loop underscore playbook. Okay, so I'll open this loop playbook and do some editing here. Okay, so let me remove this, or I don't need it now. Task is fine. Okay. Uh, okay. So how do I put a loop? So I'll make it present for now. Okay. So for putting a loop, you use with items, with underscore items. So this is your keyword for loop. Okay. And in with items, you can define n number of things, whatever you want to specify. Okay. For example, I put let's say HTTPD. Okay, I can put Nginx. I can put it should be in proper line. Okay, indentation should be proper. Be careful with that. Apache, let's say. Okay, see. So here I'll put yum name instead of package name. I'll put items. So this is how we refer to item. So not items. So what will happen? This will loop through all the items. So it will call first. It will all these three things which I mentioned in with items will run in a loop. Okay, it will take the values. First, it will take yum name HTTPD state present. Then it will call yum name Nginx state present. Okay, yum name Apache state present. So it will install all these things. So instead of writing 3 commands separately, I wrote these 3 in the loop. Okay. So now let's try to execute it. So I'll do the same command Ansible hyphen playbook loop. So it is it's a no matching package Nginx. Okay, this package is not available. Yeah, for this as well, this package is not available. But yeah, see, it is taking this as a form of list. Okay, HTTPD, the 3 things that we are writing here. Okay, it is taking all these 3 things as a list. Okay, and it will run that command one by one. First for HTTPD, then for this, then for this. Right now the error is because Nginx is not a valid package name, so you can use a valid package name. It will be totally fine. Okay. So this was for a demo. I showed you how to write it. Okay. So there is till now I have showed you only action. Okay. There is something called debug. Okay. In debug, as the name says, you can debug anything. Debug means whatever output is produced by any task. So you can just like you have echo in shell script, right? So you have debug here. Okay. So debug has a, I'll show you later, it will come, debug will come. So similar to action, it is having yum name, that these things. So debug has message. Okay, in that message, you can output anything. Okay, for example, you want to echo something, let's say you want to print something. So that you can do using debug. Okay, here I can put, let's put some valid names, some valid packages. Mm. Okay, let me search for a valid package name so that you see the demo. Mm. HTTPD got installed. Let's install Nginx. Let's put MySQL. Okay, instead of Apache, let's put Git. Let's put Git. I'm not sure if these are valid packages or not. Yeah, so these are running. See, so it got HTTPD got installed. MySQL got all these things got installed. Okay, so if I do here, which SQL, so it is giving me. So MySQL got installed. Okay, and if I do git hyphen version, so git also got installed. See? So this is how we put things in the loop. Okay, using with items. Clear? So this is how I refer to every item. So if I put items here, it will loop into it will loop for all these items which I mentioned here. Okay.
Okay. And this variable is locally significant, right? I mean, like it's not globally. So it's
Yeah,
only
this will be local. So
okay.
whatever variables we are declaring in a task, like this is my
Yeah.
task, right? So whatever
Right.
variables I'm declaring here in this section, so this will be local to this. Okay. If I'm declaring any variable, like the variable I declared earlier in the var
Yeah,
section,
like global.
so that was global.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I
And you
want
know,
to,
I mean, this part doesn't make sense. You know, in yum name you're saying item, but you know here your variable you're calling with dash item. I mean, how does it know this is the item? You know, like So the
Yeah,
name
it's with
doesn't differ,
items.
right?
So this is
Yeah.
being called. This is how we write. This is a syntax. This is a syntax for
Mm-hmm.
writing a loop.
Yeah. Okay. Just a weird one, isn't it?
Hmm?
A bit weird, isn't it? I mean, the names don't match, but it's still able to find it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we have put this, like this is a resolution
Item. Yeah.
operator.
Mm-hmm.
This is we call it resolution operator. So this will resolve whatever thing. So earlier we had this double bracket, same for the variable also, right? So we declared a variable at the top and we were resolving it here. Okay, you will see this scope resolution at various places. Okay, this is a very small. This is only one task. So you can have multiple tasks here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I have another variable with items or like 1, will it find the correct variable?
Another variable with the name.
Same name, yeah, like with items 1. Ends with 1, yeah, like, for example. So
I didn't get it.
yeah. So if I want to declare another variable, with
Mhm.
items 1, like, if you want to write another variable, yeah, after that.
Here you're saying.
Yeah, after, yeah. If I want to declare a new variable
Yeah, it will find it.
with items, so, and I don't want to run that one, yeah. No, not here.
Hmm.
I mean like a new variable.
New variable with the name item.
Yeah, same name. Like so if I want to
Yeah, you can use it. Yeah, you can use it. I got
uh,
a question. So you are saying I can create any variable with the name item, right? So here if I
yeah.
have vars similar to this, right? I can have vars and name of the variable can be item
Mm-hmm.
XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what you're asking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have it. You can have it. Okay, but resolution. Okay. I got your question. Yes, I got your question now. So you are saying which will it resolve? Will it resolve this particular item or items inside this? Correct.
Yeah, that's okay. So do we need to make it unique? No, but you found it, right?
So it did not take it. Invoking yum only once. Please use name. This is this. Yeah, because item is my global variable, right? This is my global variable.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
this item is limited to this task only.
Mm-hmm.
So it will.
So in this task, if I have declared another variable, like, so I want to not, rather than going to the global, yeah, so with
Okay.
items. Now,
Here you are in
if
this
you
task
just,
for declaring a variable, let's say.
yeah, like, like, so below with items, if you declare another variable,
Hmm.
will it understand that rather than making it global variable? Yeah. So you said with items.
It will give an error, I guess. It will give a conflict.
Okay. Okay. So that's what I want to know. Yeah. So it just finds it any parameter with items, isn't it? Locally, yeah.
Yes. It will give an error. If you write that, it will give an error. It should give
Okay.
an error. I have not tried that. But you can try that. Okay, it will give an error.
So like, normally what we do is like, so items 1, then we name items 2, like, items 3, like variables we declare, right?
Yeah, something
I'm
like
just
that you
saying.
can give.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So this was loop. So similarly, you can put conditions here. Okay, you can put conditions like, for example, let's show you here only. I'll remove this loop for now. Okay, let me put a condition here only. Okay, let's create a new task then. Let's create a new task. You will get an idea of. So I'm creating the second task. Yes. Name. Let's call it. Let's install something else. I'm installing. Okay, Apache. Let's say. Okay, here I can put command. So instead of action, you can put command. Okay, that is also valid. Command also in command. Instead of writing like this, you can write your a Linux command. For example, to install Apache 2, I'll write yum, like the normal command which you use. Yum install Apache 2 -y. Okay, and here I can put a condition. Condition, as I told you, we put with when. Okay, so I'll say when. Okay, let's create a variable called install Apache. Install Apache. So I'll call it install. Let's say. Okay, so I'll say that. So this is my second task. This second task will do yum install Apache 2 on the server. So if I write a condition here that do it only when install underscore Apache is equal to install. Okay, so this command, this task will be executed. This command, it will, after running this command, it will come to, after running this particular task, it will come to this task and check the condition. What is the value of install Apache? Install Apache value is install. So it will run this task. Okay. So let's give some other value for now. Okay, I'm giving it some other value now, whatever. So right now, install Apache is not equal to install. Okay, so it should not execute.
Is
So let's
it
try.
2 equals after install Apache or 1?
Yeah, double equal. It's double equals.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll run this. Let's Playbook. Do.
Can we also send the parameter in here like when you're typing?
Can we?
Pass the parameter here in the CLI?
Yes,
Like
yes.
Okay.
I'll show you. You can pass the parameters from here as well.
Okay.
So see, it did the first task, install HTTPD on web server. It was already installed, so it said okay, okay. But for second task, it skipped it. It says skipping. It says skipping because I have put a condition in my playbook.
Yeah.
I have put a conditional playbook that this task will be executed only when value of install Apache is equal to install. Okay, but right now the value was something else. So it skipped this. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just making the correct value now. Okay, now this condition will get satisfied. Now value of install Apache is equal to install. So it should get installed. So it tried to install it, but it says that no packages Apache 2 available. Apache 2, I don't know why is it available, because maybe it is not compatible with this. Maybe some other package with the same package is available. But you got the concept, right?
Yes, yes.
Condition is clear, right? Why we
Yeah.
use a condition.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, condition is also done. Loop is also done. Okay, then now coming to role. Okay, yesterday I gave an intro on the role. Okay, what is a role and why do we use it? So role is basically used to encapsulate some tasks. Okay, for example, I gave you an example yesterday. Let's say I have uh, mm, I have a group of tasks which I can which I want to execute on a particular environment. Okay, for example, a group of tasks which I can I have some tasks which I can group basically. Okay, for example, how will I give you an example for role? Mm, 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 Let's say you are performing some tasks on your environment. First task is for installing some packages. Okay, second task is to check the logs and identify a variable in that. Okay, identify some and to identify some errors in that log. Okay, let's say third kind of task is to install some other application. Okay, so these are the group of tasks. So instead of writing all these tasks in a single playbook, you can create roles. Okay, roles are what? Roles are nothing but in roles also we'll write a main playbook. Okay, and my main playbook will call these individual roles sequentially. Okay, similar to in programming language in Java, if you know, there are methods. Okay, so I can so using methods I can sequence the tasks, right? In a method will do only the task that is specific to that particular method. Correct. If you have a method called addition, it will do addition. If you have a method called multiplication, it will do multiplication. If you have a method called division, it will do division. Now, if on any uh, set of numbers we want to do, first we want to do addition. Okay, then we want to do multiplication, then we want to do division. So we'll sequence it. First we'll call addition, then we'll call multiplication, then we'll call division. Okay, so instead of writing addition, multiplication, division code all in the same playbook, we will create one playbook for addition, one playbook for multiplication, one playbook for division. Okay, and from our main playbook, we will call these playbooks one by one. Okay, got it?
Yeah, yeah, just like
So
in
this
Java,
is
right?
this is what a role is. Okay, so this is what a role is.
Yeah.
Okay, this is for organizing tasks. We can organize our tasks using our role. Okay,
Yeah.
so for role, Ansible wants a particular directory structure. Okay, you cannot use any directory structure. Ansible needs to understand a particular directory structure. Okay, so that's the way it is going to identify that you are going to use roles. Okay, so there is a directory structure. So you have okay, let me show you with an example only. Okay, both these sessions are alive. Okay, so I have cloned a repository from Git. Inside this video Ansible tutorial. Lab 06, I guess we add roles. Yeah, so this is how we have a directory structure and roles. Okay, so here we have a folder called roles. Okay, inside this roles we will have all the all the constituent roles. For example, addition, multiplication, division, etc. I told you. So all these things will be inside this roles. Okay, and then this is my main playbook. Okay, you can name it whatever you want. You can name it master.yml, site.yml, abc.yml, whatever. So this is a main playbook. Okay, and from this main playbook, and this has to be in the same directory. Okay, this is your directory structure. You have main playbook. Okay, and inside and in parallel to that, you will have a roles folder. Okay, and in the roles folder, you will have all the stuff. Okay, I'll show you one by one. So this is my main playbook, site.yml. Okay, in this site.yml, how am I calling C? So I'm having the same thing, post web servers, okay, become true. Okay, then war files, forget about this, and I'm going to tell you what this is. So see, this is now roles section. Okay, so this is how I'm sequencing it. First is this role, second is this role. Okay, so in this particular main playbook, you will see two sections, this section and this sections. So what we were doing in the demo till now, we had this a single section in our playbook, but you can have multiple sections in your playbook. Okay, this is a bit more complex playbook where you have two these sections here. Okay, first section they are doing it for web servers. Okay, in second section they are doing it for app servers. Okay, and for the web servers they are having in the roles they are calling first nginx, and then they are calling deploy static content. And for app servers they are calling first Java role, and then they are calling deploy application role. Okay, so in my roles directory I should have nginx role, I should have this role, I should have this role, I should have this role. And how these roles are called is using, like, they have a role section here. In this they are calling it one by one sequentially. Okay, so now let's go inside this roles folder, cd roles. Okay, so in this roles I had these four sections, okay, which I'm calling one by one. So this app web servers was calling first nginx. Okay, so this in itself is a folder. Okay, nginx. So here we have multiple subfolders. Okay, tasks, handlers, files. Okay, inside the task you have all the tasks. You will have all the tasks. Okay, task, we saw what is a task, right? In our whatever we were writing here, this playbook, whatever playbook we were writing, whatever task these are the tasks only, right? We were installing HTTPD, we were putting a loop, we were creating conditions. Okay, so they were tasks only. Okay, so all those types of tasks will be written in tasks folder. If I open this task folder, you will see main.yml. Okay, here there will be a file called main.yml. Okay, and in the mail.yml, you will have all the tasks. So here you have a task for this task is installing nginx server. Okay, the same way, name nginx, date present. Okay, then it is creating a static content directory, whatever. It can be anything, like n number of things it can do. So how it is doing, it is from this path, it is creating a directory. Okay, it is just creating a directory. This is how you create a directory. So this is for installing nginx, we are using a apt module. For creating a directory, we use file module. Okay, then for starting nginx, we use service module. Okay, that we saw yesterday, right? We used to use name of the service, and state was started. Okay, and enabled is for, like, when you reboot, then also your service will get started. Okay, then fourth task is to update nginx default configuration. So whatever these things are doing, so idea is to say this main.yml, which is there in the task folder inside Nginx. This is in this my main.yml is in the task folder, and in this main.yml, I have written all the tasks that I want to do. Okay. So I have written all the tasks that I want to do for Nginx. Okay. So when from my main playbook, when Nginx was being called, these all tasks will get executed. Okay, so instead of writing all these tasks in my main playbook, I am creating folders. Okay, so I'm creating folders and I'm writing it in specific to Nginx folder. Got it? Clear?
Yes. So this
This
is an,
cyclic structure might be a bit confusing, but it is the way to.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it is kind of, but I think if they, I mean, like, is it in the tutorial inside Ansible itself?
It is a standard way. It is a standard way.
Okay.
Like these are standards which Ansible has created. If you want to create rows, so this is how you do it.
Okay.
So that Ansible recognizes it by itself. Okay, when in the main playbook which we saw, it was calling all the roles, correct? Nginx, then Java, all those setup, this XYZ, all the roles it was calling. So one by one, my roles will get called, and whatever is written in that particular role, it will go into the task folder, and it will execute all those tasks one by one. Okay, and then we can have handlers section. Okay, then we have a handlers folder. Okay, in the handlers folder, we have another file called main.yml. Okay, that is going to handle these two things. Okay, handlers we already saw, right? And handlers was what? We used to notify something. Okay, from a task, we would notify this, and a handler used to execute. Okay, so similarly, this handler might be called from somewhere. Okay, so we can check. So it should be called from somewhere in the task. See, here it is calling. It is this is update Nginx default config. So it is updating it. How it is updating it is copying the default.conf from wherever it is present to destination. This is my destination to where it will copy. Okay, and in the notify, I have written two things. Okay, so the two things there which we saw in the handlers, so those two things will be notified: test Nginx configuration and reload Nginx configuration. So this will be executed here. Okay, so these two things I have already done. So when notify will call first this, and then it will call this. Okay, got it?
Yes.
So this was the handlers folder. Okay,
Yeah.
so you will have a files folder as well. Files folder will contain the necessary files that are required. So these folders are not mandatory. Okay, these folders are not mandatory. These folders are optional. It is, you can have only task folder, that is also fine. Because task folder is mandatory. Because you will do something, right? You are creating a role, that means you want to do something, correct? And whatever role is being called, there should be some tasks associated with that role. Okay, in the task folder only, you will create a main.yml, and that main.yml, you will write all the tasks. So that is mandatory. But handlers, files, these are not mandatory. These are just for helpers. You can assume these are helpers. So in the task, we had this notify thing, right? If we do not have notified, then we don't need handlers. Okay. We have something on files here. Okay, let's see what is in the files. In the files, we have default.conf. Okay, so we had this task, right? We were copying default.conf to somewhere in the directory. We had this task for it. So if I go back, you can see task main.yml. So in this, I have this task, right? So it is doing update Nginx default config. So it is just copying default.conf to this particular destination. etc, nginx, sites enabled. Okay, this particular destination on your nodes. Okay, this is how it is copied. So this particular file you need it, right? So you have copied this file in default.conf in files folder. Okay, this is also not mandatory. This is also optional. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is why we have roles for.
Okay.
So similar to these handlers, files, tasks, you can have other things as well. Okay, you can have other things as well. You can have vars as well. Okay, you can have vars file as well. So in vars, what we do, we can create a file just for storing variables. Okay, so we saw a variable, how we declare variables, right? We used to have vars, and then we created a variable called package name. Okay, we created a variable called item. So these variables we are creating, right? So instead of creating all those variables in that in a main playbook, we can create variables uh, in the vars folder as well. Okay, so you can have vars folder as well. So let's see if some of the folders are having it or not. So this was my nginx role. Similarly, I'll have other roles as well. So let's see deploy application role, deploy static content role. Let's see what is inside it. So this is also having, so see, this is having tasks and files. This is not having handlers. So let's see what is inside this task. So this will have all the tasks related to deploy static content. Okay, let's see what is inside this. So this is having, it is installing unzip. Okay, then it is doing a path, ensure static content directory exists. So it is just checking that this path exists or not. Okay, this is just checking. Okay, then for getting the static content, it is doing ls minus l on this particular directory, and whatever content is getting, it is registering in this particular variable. So register is also an important variable. So if you see register means whatever is the output of this particular command, okay, that will be registered in this. Okay, so whatever was the output of ls minus l opt html, this would list all the files present in opt HTML directory. Okay, so everything would be registered to this variable content. Okay, now if you see the content, content will be like a JSON file. Content will be like a JSON object. Okay, now you can easily browse that, go through that JSON object and extract whatever you want. So they are just extracting. So see how the loop they are using. So it would have extracted all the files and directories in this particular path. Okay, ls minus l opt html. So we did this command, and all the files and directories in this path would have been present in content variable. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm using with items. So content dot std out dot lines, this will have the output. Output means all the files and directories in this particular folder. So it is looping on all the files and directories. Okay, and it is doing this opt html slash the name of the file or directory. Okay, see how they're using the loop here. So they're using item corresponds to all the items that are there in this. And what is there in this? Here this contains list of all the files and directories in this particular location. Okay, got it? Clear?
Yeah.
This might be sounding a bit confusing for now, because it's like for now you should be clear what is a role is. Okay.
Yeah.
For you it should be that should be important. But when you are writing a code, these things will become clear. How to use with items, how to use register. Okay, these things will come with practice.
Okay.
How you are using state. So you don't have to worry about what these things are, because Ansible also has a very good documentation. You don't have to remember everything. That is the best thing about it. So whatever module you want to use, just Google it, how to use that module. Okay, you will land up to an Ansible documentation and it will give you all possible options. Okay, you can choose file module. You can search for file module Ansible. Okay, file module will give you, it will give you that, okay, we have a variable called path. We have a parameter called state. Okay, what do you write in, what are the available values in state? You have absent, present. Okay, what do you write in path? It will give you everything. Even the examples it will give you how to write these things. Okay. So this was my this role, deploy static content role. Okay. Oh, I went a bit ahead. Yeah. So similar to this, I have other roles as well. Java role, deploy application role. So these two roles also I have. So in total, I have 4 roles. Okay. Okay. So you saw so many tasks were there in these all these roles. If I open now Java, let's say CD Java. Okay, this is having 2 tasks. Okay, it is installing OpenJDK, and then it is installing OpenJDK repository, then it is installing Java. See, this is having just task only. Java is having just task only. It is not having file handlers, words, etc. It is not having all those things. Okay, other thing what we have is deploy application. Let's go inside this and see what is having. So it is having files, handlers, and tasks. So see, you have so many tasks in this. Add, group, etc. You don't have to go through everything. I'm giving you the concept of roles. Okay, you don't have to go through every thing and into detail what these things are doing. This is just a code, and you can do n number of things. Just to give you an idea that a playbook can have this many number of tasks, or a playbook can have more number of, even more of tasks. Okay. And these are all the modules. Okay, file, copy, shell. Okay, and how to use a particular module, you can go through Ansible documentation. Like every module will have different parameters. For example, service module is having name and state and enabled, these 3 parameters. Copy module is having source and destination and mode. Okay, file module is having path and state. Okay, service module is having name and state, we saw. Copy module is having this. So all these modules are having different parameters. Okay, depending on your use, you can use n number of any module in your application. Okay, so the idea behind role is like, see, we have to do so many tasks, correct? What if we did not have role? What would we have done? We would have written all these tasks plus all the tasks in Java role, all the tasks in Nginx role, all the tasks in deploy static content role. So we saw we have, I guess we saw more than 30, 40 tasks if we combine all the tasks for all these things. So if we did not have these roles, what we would do, we would write everything in our main playbook. Okay, in our main playbook, we would have written this. Okay, this playbook would have contained 30, 40 tasks. Okay, that was also a feasible solution. Okay, but that would not be very good. It would not look good, correct? For maintainability point of view. Okay, and also for like later on, if you want to change something, okay, let's say you want to change something in the Java related to deploying of Java application. Okay, then you will have to change this file, and this file is containing so many other things. Okay, it is containing installing Nginx, it is containing installing Java and everything. It is containing deploy starting content tasks. and you want to just change something related to this only, deploy application, one task related to this. So you will be editing this file. So there are so many chances that you might end up making some errors. Okay. So that's why we came to the concept of roles. So in the concept of roles, you just created different roles, and you are just calling those roles one by one. Okay. And in those roles, you have tasks specific to that role only. Okay, so whenever you want to make a change, you just go into that particular task, that particular role, and edit the task. Okay, so it's good for readability point of view as well. So for a person, anyone XYZ user, any third person, he can easily see. Okay, now I can easily see, right? This is my playbook. It is first targeting my web servers, then it is targeting my app servers. It is running these two roles on my web servers. Okay, and these two roles on my application servers. Okay, I can go inside these roles and see what are the tasks that are being done. Here, got the concept of roles?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we can also reuse them, right? The roles on our
Right. That is the best thing about role. You can reuse it.
Yeah.
You can reuse the roles. For example, let's say in later stage, you have another task coming in. Okay, you have another, let's say, a thing coming in. So you can just create a new thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you can just go and create a new new section here. Okay, it got distorted, sorry, but ignore. Here you can do one for, let's say, Nginx. Nginx and deploy application. Okay, this combination you want, let's say. Okay, so you have already created these roles. Now you're just reusing it wherever you want. So that is the best feature of the role. For reusability point of view, these are important. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Okay, so so running these roles would be similar, nothing different. It will not change. The same way I was running all those things, the command will be same, like Ansible, Playbook, site.yml. Okay, this will be my command. It will not run now probably because I guess these tasks that I saw are mostly written for Ubuntu, because I saw apt and those things I saw. Okay, another thing, yeah, I wanted to show you for the vars file. Okay, so the var we were creating a variable, right? So we were creating a variable in the vars. We used to specify vars and then name of the variable. But let's say we don't want to create all those variables in our main playbook. So we can create a file only for vars. For example, they have created this environment directory. Okay, so in this environment directory, they have three files: dev.yml, prod.yml, test.yml. Okay, so dev.yml is containing all the variables specific to dev. Prod.yml is containing all the variables specific to prod. Test.yml is containing all the variables specific to test. Okay, so if I do dev.yml, so this is how they are written. These two variables they have created. Okay, static content file name and app file name. Okay, these two file names they have created. Okay, this is how I create a variable file. Okay. Similarly, for prod, they have created, let's say, other two variables. Like the variable name is the same, but the value can be different. This is handy in cases when you have written something, then you want to deploy something. Let's say you want to deploy an application on production environment, on test environment, on dev environment. Okay, on all three environments, you are deploying an application. Okay, But the variables that you're using, the environment variables will be different in prod, will be different in dev, and will be different in test, right? So those configurations will be different. So you will store all these configurations in these files, in these variable files. Okay, and you will just call these variable files from your playbook. Okay, so I'll show you how we are calling it. You see, if I open this site.yml, so you see I have this variable var files, vars files. Okay, so in the var files I specify which file to be called. Here they are calling dev.yml. So how they are calling it? They are mentioning the name of the directory and the file they are calling. Okay, so whatever roles are being executed here, these two roles, and if these two roles are requiring the parameter that we have, the variables that we have mentioned in dev.yml, those things will be available to them. Okay, it's like sourcing. Okay, it's like sourcing. We are sourcing all the variables present in dev.yml to these two roles. Okay, clear?
Yes.
So I can write here, let's say I write here prod.yml. Okay, so whatever variables I wrote in prod.yml, those variables with that particular value will be sourced for my this thing, for my these two roles. Okay, in these two roles, if I want to call that particular parameter, that parameter will take the value which I have defined in prod.yml. Okay. Okay. Okay, and let's say I have this nginx role here as well. Let's say nginx. Okay, and let's say nginx role required some variable, some parameter. Let's say name of the parameter is uh, uh, environment, not environment. Uh, mm, anything, whatever, XYZ. For example, let's say the name of the variable which we have created in prod.yml and dev.yml is ABC. Okay, the value of ABC in prod.yml is 1 and the value of ABC in dev.yml is 2. Okay, and nginx requires the value of ABC. Okay, so for this, the value of ABC would be taken as 1 and here the value of ABC would be taken as 2. Okay, got it? Got the idea why we are using roles?
Yes,
Why
yes.
using roles and how we are using in variable files?
Yeah.
So this was the idea about it. Okay. So Ansible will be using it in the final project we are doing. We'll use Ansible only. Okay, for deploying and for deploying everything, we'll use Ansible only. We'll create some that we'll do after studying Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, we'll do some Docker related tasks. Okay, then we'll install something using on Kubernetes cluster. Okay, we'll write all those tasks in the playbooks. Okay, then we'll execute. Then you will get to know more, and then you get more hands-on. Okay, got the idea? Why we have roles and why do we have all these things?
Yes.
Okay, so this was all about Ansible. Okay. Now, if you want, you can explore more. So for every topic, like there is no end to any topic. It's a very vast thing. DevOps is a vast thing. So, but now, yeah, you can, when you are seeing a playbook, now you can understand why we are using this thing and why we are not using that, or why we are going with this. So you can understand a playbook now if you look at any playbook. Okay. Other thing, yeah, regarding the modules, there are many Ansible modules that you can always refer to Ansible documentation. So you can always search for Ansible modules. Okay, if I write here Ansible modules, so you can always, yeah, all modules, you see. You have hundreds of modules, not hundreds, sorry, thousands of modules. There is no end to modules actually. So it depends on what you want to use. Okay, it depends totally on your application. So even you can use Ansible to deploy on your AWS server. You can provision resources using Ansible. Okay, you can use Ansible as an infrastructure, as a code. Okay, Ansible is also, we are writing code only, right? Playbook is nothing but a code. Okay, and if you are creating any infrastructure using it, provisioning any AWS resources using it, so that we can call it infrastructure as a code, similar to CloudFormation and all those things. So for everything you will have a module. For example, EC2 volume. Okay, for creating, let's say EC2 instance, yeah. For creating an EC2 instance, you have this module. So you will get here all the things, like even the examples you will see how to create it. See how you have to just copy paste. That's it. You have this module called EC2 instance. Okay, this is the name of the module. Okay, so how you will create it? You will this will have some parameters. So as I said, every module will have different parameters. So EC2 instance, this is the name of the module, EC2 instance, and this is having all these variables: name, key name, VPC ID, XYZ, environment, tags, like all these things it is having. Okay. Similar to that, you can have many modules. You'll have many modules. Whatever module, anything you can imagine. S3, there is a module for S3, CS3, AWS S3. Just open it and then you will see the examples related to it. Okay, what happened to my internet? So this is how you list it. To list the S3 bucket, you will do it like this. So debug, yeah, this is how I was telling you, using debug, how we use a debug. So this is how you use a debug. Okay, I'll show you here as well on the, let's say we had this, right? Okay, let's go to our, where should I go? Task. Okay, as I told you, right, debug is just for printing things. Okay, let's say I want to print the package name. Okay, how will I do? I'll write a, okay, name is optional. Even if you write it to debug whatever XYZ we write. So here debug is a module. Okay, inside debug you have message. Okay, in the message you can write whatever you want to print. Hello, this, hello, the package name is this. And again, I put a scope resolution operator for package name. Okay, so this is how it will give you. So if I execute it, Ansible, playbook, task, playbook. Oh, my server got hanged, I guess. What? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes. Yeah, we can hear you.
My connection
Hello?
broke actually. Just a second. Am I audible now? Hello?
Yeah, we still
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, my internet connection broke actually. Easy to have user. Yeah, so I showed you how to write a debug statement. So debug statement, you will frequently use it. So that's why I told you. So you debug is the name of the module, okay, and message is the parameter. Okay, we write it like this. So whatever the package name will be displayed here. Okay, so if I run Ansible Playbook and task Playbook, let's say. See, it did that installation of web servers, and then it went to debug. Okay, how it is debugging? Hello, the package name is, and it resolved my package name. Okay, for both the servers, it is executing this debug thing. Okay, and you can use register as well. See if I okay, let me show you in the loop. Let's say with items I was doing, right? So with items also, yeah, I'll show you how to register it. Okay, let's say I am registering. I'll do register, then name of the variable. Let's say x. Let's say var. Okay, this is my name of the variable. Okay, so whatever got executed in this action, in this command, I have registered in this variable. So I can debug this. Let's see what it is printing. Name to debug whatever you want to put. You have a module called debug. Then you have a message. Sorry. Inside the message, you can put okay, here I can put var. Okay, let's see how it is printing it. See, with the debug statement, you're getting to see. See, you saw first it ran on 172.2 this 201 server, and it printing all the debug. So whatever got stored there, how it is printing, resolving dependencies, like whatever you see when you install something, you see the logs, right? How it is installing. So it is checking provisioning. It is like all the logs that you would have seen there. You can see it here. Provisioning MySQL is already installed. Then provisioning Git is already installed. Okay, then processing dependencies. Okay, it is saying packaging this will be installed, finished dependencies. So whatever logs you would have seen on that particular server, you are seeing here. Okay, so this is the benefit of using a register keyword. Clear?
Yes.
So yeah, Ansible is done.
Okay.
So you can practice this, like the playbooks and everything you can try creating and all those things. But yeah, later on when we are doing our main task and when we are doing our main project, then we will see more of Ansible. We will deploy an application, like we'll do the whole CI/CD process, and Ansible will be a major part of it, because from Ansible only we'll be calling the Docker commands and Kubernetes cluster we'll deploy there. Okay, through Ansible only we'll do it. We'll create playbooks for that. Okay. So idea about Ansible is clear. Why we use Ansible? What are ad hoc commands? What are nodes? Like how do we register? What is a host file? How we register? How we create groups? And then how we saw maybe various Ansible modules, service, yum, copy, file, debug, action, command, shell. We saw many of the Ansible modules. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. So we can end the session for today, and in the next session we'll start maybe Docker. I have to check what is the next, but yeah, maybe Docker we'll start next. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, then I'll share the recording.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, Shah. Thank you, Prakash. See you next Saturday.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.